Oh shit.
Panther Nasty, what's happening with you?
Boy, what it is, boy?
Yeah.
Let's
A whole lot
get
of
it.
huh?
I said, let's get it.
Let's get it. It's a whole lot of Panther shit going on, huh?
This might be big because I have 3 questions, right?
Okay. Shoot.
One was Bryce Young, his development, because typically after the 3rd year, you are who you are. So I wanted to make sure, let's just see what we get out of him with, some better surrounding pieces. I like who we have. They were inconsistent because they're young. Next thing on offensively, I wanted us to have a big threat receiver.
Yeah.
Someone that can stretch the field, and like your boy Dan Morgan says, someone that could take something short and make something out of it, right?
Yeah.
Typically a fast guy. And I think, honestly, Xavier Legette can be that guy, but we don't know. You know what I mean? I hope he is.
Yeah. I'd like to speak on that when you're done. This is probably good.
I hope he is. He definitely got the talent to do that. The next thing is play calling, because that also hurt Bryce last year. There was some questionable calls at the worst time with Dave Canales. So getting somebody that can help him in that regard, man, it can only make us better. So I like that. Yeah.
You can hear me, right?
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, so basically I think it's a bunch of crabs in the barrel type of shit going on with this. This is Dave offense. So I'm like, they bringing somebody in just to groom them to see how he works. But I thought it was my clear understanding that Dave didn't want nobody at the helm. So I think this is a Dan Morgan move, as well as Dave Canales is going along with it, to bring somebody in. Also, the relationship is really big, from hiring this, because I guess they go back to Seattle coaching staff. Yep. Time Bevell served as offensive coordinator over there when our coach was there. So, in regards to getting that guy about Yak, I don't know. I see Legette as a stretch guy. That's why we picked him, to go deep.
Yeah, he's a big guy that can break tackles. He was kind of shifty. He's definitely supposed to be that stretch guy, but I don't know if I could sit here and say he's going to be that stretch guy. I know he can be.
Yeah, I would look at him as better as a stretch guy as opposed to a shifty, getting Yak, line him up in the inside. I thought maybe like Horn, Horn would be that type of guy.
Yeah, Horn's definitely more that guy, but Horn got to produce on the field.
Yeah.
We still got questions. I don't know. I've seen, as a Panther fan, I've seen Horns. Yeah. I've seen Jimmy Horns before. We always have him.
That's true.
A guy that looks good in the camp. When the pads ain't on, then when the pads come on, he kind of disappears. And then when the season starts, he's nowhere to be found. Now, he still was a rookie. That doesn't mean that's who he is. He could come up this next year and be dynamic. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
And getting Bevell, I think, is huge because, one, I think it's a Tepper move.
That's what I was saying.
Yeah,
that's what I was saying. This is a Tepper move, man.
Yeah,
because I don't think it's either a make and break for we gonna keep Bryce, but this is a make and break year for Dave Canales.
Yes,
and Bryce. More so Dave Canales.
Yes, definitely.
in my opinion.
No, without a doubt. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Mm-hmm. You absolutely right.
Somebody like your number one pick, like we just talking about, like Legette. Is that music too loud, P Nasty?
No, we good. We good.
Okay, we good. Okay, thank you. Yeah. So somebody like a Legette, he was targeted like 64 times. I read this morning, and he just a little bit less than half is what he got. Now I'm gonna put some of that on Legette by dropping it from his hands, but I'm gonna say you running him in the wrong. You're not running him. You're not playing him correctly and doing the scheme correctly for him to make money for us Panthers. So I think he was targeted 64 times. 32 receptions, I think it was. Something like that.
Yeah. I'm going to really just blame Legette, too, because he really played bad. He wasn't lining up right. He'll catch balls out of bounds. Like, he just wasn't doing what his job is.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's why Chad want to take him under his wing.
Yeah. But when you seen Leggett go deep, you seen him stretch the field. He got two of them. He got two deep passes. I mean, that's what he do. So Canales has to play him to his strengths. Because I've seen a lot of times the ball with Bryce. You know, Bryce is the spot guy, in my opinion. You throw that ball to the spot, and you got to be there. And Leggett just seems like he can't get off of the mark to go into the inside to get that. And then he's certain things like not having field awareness with having his feet in bounds and shit like that.
Another thing too,
catching the ball. Yeah.
Another thing too, I'm concerned with, I've been keeping my eye out on, is that our offensive coordinator, is it right? What's his name again? Is
Dave Bevell.
No. Our offensive coordinator from last year.
I don't even know what that guy's name is.
Yeah, it's like is it something like that? IDTIZ, something like that. He's a Dave Canales guy. Both of them, Dave Canales and our offensive coordinator, wide receiver coaches. So I was expecting them to really, put the work on our wide receivers and see them.
So did we get rid of him? Did we get rid of him because they hired this guy as a new associate head coach?
No, I think we kept him
specialist.
Right. So he's still going to be our OC. The guy from last year is still going to be our OC. Just that I think Dave Tepper get the look and say, okay, if he comes in and he has an impact, and Dave Canales, maybe, I'll probably read him more into it. But if this guy comes in, we'll see. But hopefully they'll do better. Hopefully they mesh, because the offense definitely need to be picked up a little bit, man.
Yeah. So what would you do, P Nasty? I look at you as like my Panther go-to forever and a day, and you get nasty with us. You meticulous. If people are out there watching, in fact, there's a Donna BD. She's a diehard Carolina Panther from LA too. Panther Nasty, if you don't know, she's one of us.
Yeah, so good.
We rep a lot of podcasts, but she's good folks. Hope to meet you one day, Donna. So we had to start our own thing, We got a little crew from back, so we just gonna do what we do. And everybody's welcome. But I just want to talk about Panther Nasty here. He is Panther Nasty. Give a little background on how you became, a Carolina Panther. Once again, I know we all know, but for folks like Donna B.
I'm from the Bronx, New York. I got into football late. I didn't want to be a Giants and the Bills fan because around that time they were already good.
Gotcha.
So I waited, and when the Panthers came out, that's the team I wanted to be. I really didn't want a team that had history either. I didn't want to go to a team and,
You didn't want to be like a bandwagon or feel like a bandwagon of some type. I got you.
So when they came out with the team, my dad's from Raleigh, North Carolina. It was just, I was going to be a Carolina Panthers fan. I told everybody that's my team from now on. So that's how it was.
Just because your pops was there, just taking it to the roots, taking it to the blood.
Yeah, because it was a choice between Jacksonville and Carolina. So I'm thinking, you know what? I'm gonna be a Carolina Panther fan.
Well,
you know what I mean?
I'm glad you did.
That was before they even had jerseys. I didn't even see the color, the unique color combination. You know what I mean? So I'm like,
gotcha.
Everything. Yeah, I just love this team. I love it back then, man. I love it now.
Yeah. So that's awesome, bro. So if this was your team, let's just say you was the coach. Panther Nasty is the coach. I tell everybody my little inside joke on Panther Nasty is, to me, he is like the Black Dexter. He already knew what I was going to say. He is the Black Dexter of the Carolina Panthers fan base, and I take Panther Nasty against any of you motherfuckers out there. So I feel good when I got somebody like Panther Nasty on our squad. So what would be your scheme, and how would you do things, with our cap space? Just spit it whatever comes to the mind.
Hey man, look, we got big receivers. They don't have a lot of speed. Even Xavier Leggett, he has build-up speed. We don't have that quick guy. We got big size receivers, so the deep pull, even though Bryce have excelled in the deep passing, to believe it or not.
Yeah.
That's the one thing I think we could definitely improve on. We do have big guys, and a lot of times the big guys can be deep threats even without speed. Just look at guys like teams like Larry Fitzgerald and Anquan Bolden. Both them guys ran a 4.6.
Yeah.
So we need
always been a speed guy. You always have been a speed guy, that I like to bring them dudes with the speed over.
Yeah, we do. We definitely need it. I think Offensively, man, it's gonna start with Bryce. It's gonna start with who our running back is. They're gonna set the tone. Like I told you before, I'm really high on a healthy Jonathan Brooks. Like I think he's a difference maker. He's not just a running back. He's not just
you think he can come down? He can be healthy for us. And I mean, damn, that's some big injuries, especially for a running back. It's not like he's a Thomas Davis or somebody.
I don't. I know in today's medical is a little different from back then. They tend to be better with ACLs and stuff like Achilles and stuff. Yeah. I'm talking about on just Jonathan Brooks' skill set. He is dynamic, man. I really like how patient he is. I like the way he run. I love his impact in the passing game. Like he's really something we haven't had in a long time. Like if he would have been healthy last year, like 2024, I swear it'd have been Jonathan Brooks and the Carolina Panthers. That's how high I am on him.
I could honestly say, like, I'm just gonna keep it 100. I haven't really seen enough on this cat, for me to feel that way. I did see the talent. I could see talent right away.
Yeah.
But I just haven't seen. I don't even know how many snaps he's had, and
he hasn't done much, man. He hasn't done much. But when we drafted him, he already had an ACL injury. He worked his way on the field. He hurt the same damn. He tore the same damn ACL. Same leg, same thing, But when he did play, he looked good. But I'm just talking about his college because he was on the same team as Bijan, Robinson, and all. Like this boy, man, I'm telling you, this boy is bad. I like him. I don't know if he's gonna be healthy, But if he is, he's dangerous, man. He's that running back you definitely gonna have to game plan.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna take a look at him in a couple of weeks here after I'm done working on the show, with the job. Come back here. We'll be able to review, content and whatnot. We can dissect stuff, and get ready for the draft. We can show videos just like everybody else doing their podcast as far as that goes.
Well, before the draft, you're going to have free agency and our team is going to be different. We definitely got to free up some money, which I know that's what they're going to do. Like I said, we don't need much. We need to improve a lot, but we don't need much. We just need an edge rusher, someone we can rely on.
Yeah, we need somebody to get there. But when you say we don't need much, I know we don't need much, but we do need some really solidify some main positions like the offensive line once again because we got a big boy that went down.
Yeah,
and so we got to sign a couple of other players. So that is key to do what we want to do on the offense, because if that breaks down, we were able to rotate and move guys around, and from guard to tackle and all that shit. But some big guys, one of our big guys is hurt, so we're gonna need somebody. So I really wouldn't be mad if they got a lineman in the first round.
Yeah, lineman is very important. But Icky went down. We got to sign Brady Christensen and Cade Mays. Maybe you bring back Corbett. Yeah, I mean we got options, and those guys aren't going to be expensive either. And we know them; they are reliable, and we go from there. But I would definitely, if we have to, I would definitely draft a tackle if it's there. It depends on who's there, man. We'll talk about draft, and then the free agents haven't hit. But every offseason with Carolina, they normally cover all their bases in free agency. And then the draft is like just get the best player available.
Yeah, I think the end of our season was the way we should go, because I noticed in the beginning, I went to a lot of games last year, and I don't recall us having like 4 wide receivers out there, 5 wide receivers. I just saw one at the back, and maybe they throw a slot receiver in there, 3 receivers out on the field. If whatever they're going to go with, they need to be more consistent without being scoped out with how they did at the end of the season, particularly on the ones that we are successful in playing, like the high-powered Rams, Green Bay, and even Seattle. We have to be more on scope of scheme-wise. So I don't know if you have our 2, 1, and 2, and then you throw in a third receiver in there, a slot. What I'm trying to get at is what type of offense, what does our offense look like? Because I'm not certain yet, because we would go hot with the running back. Dotto would take us through games, a few games, and then next thing you know, we was passing with 4 or 5 wide receivers out there. I just don't know what our offense exactly looks like.
Okay, so this is the deal. Bryce is really good from the shotgun and pistol.
Absolutely.
And he excels at the 3x2 or the 2x3, which is, 2 receivers on one end, 3 receivers on the other end, right? The only thing is, when you do that, you ain't got no running back, and the teams know you're passing. The running game was how we was winning, so you pretty much want to play on the center. That way, you can have play action, but that's not Bryce's strength. So that kind of been our Achilles heel these past couple of years.
And it helps by having a threat, an actual threat in the back. No shot against our Chuba Hubbard, because I love him. Right. But when Dotto was getting high like that, that was a serious threat.
Yeah.
Back there.
Right. So that's what Dave Canales want to do. He wants you playing on the center. We run the ball. You don't know whether we're running or passing, but he has a quarterback that's better, playing from shotgun and pistol and stuff like that. So, it's just trying to get that taken care of. You know what I mean? But Bryce is really good at the 3-2-5 though. I mean, the 3x2.
Yeah, Bryce is definitely ascended. A lot of people like to hate on him. I try to stay away from him. We're not going to do that over here unless we probably will on game days or Monday. Yeah, on Monday, we're gonna spit that real fire. That that was a bunch of bullshit type of talk when we see players not doing what they're supposed to do.
If it's deserving, he's going to get that work. But I feel like I've seen enough of Bryce to know if you surround him with some more consistent, better receivers. And I love who we have. I really do. They just got to play more consistent.
Yeah.
I feel like. Go ahead, I'm listening.
Go ahead. We got a new guy in the chat asking us how we feel about the new assistant hiring coach that we just hired. Marcos, what's going on, Marcos? Yeah, well, that's what we're discussing here. Exactly. Panther Nasty is our, he's the Black Dexter of the Carolina Panthers. So you got any questions, I'm going to give it to you from my heart. I'm a passionate fan. I know who I am. But you got somebody like Panther Nasty in here, Marcos, who could really break it down to you for it. So tell Marcos what you just recently said, since he might have missed it real quick. How it's going to help us, P. Nasty.
Yeah, I think he's going to help us because offensively challenged, Dave Canales running plays under center. Obviously, right? He want to run the ball and play action. It's kind of hard doing that when you always in shotgun. That's what Bryce thrives at. Right? Bryce is good at being a shotgun or pistol. He read the blitzes really good. And I give Bryce a lot of credit because he reads the field. He don't have that receiver he could just rely on. He don't have a Mike Evans. He don't have a Drake London. He don't have a receiver where, okay, he's going to be open if they blitz. He's going to be in man. I just hit it off to this guy. So he was really reading the field. So I give him credit for that. So yeah. So I think Bevell coming in, helping Dave Canales with the play calling, it could only benefit us. It could only benefit us. Assistant head coach, I love it. All that means that Cardwell's more than likely gone.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So that's a huge flex bringing this guy Darrell Bevell. If you guys don't know, we just hired a new associate head coach and offensive specialist.
Yes.
Has a long tenure with Dave Canales. I think it was down 2013 when they won that Super Bowl or something like that in Seattle, just like they did. But they spent about 7 seasons together, according to what I read from the Seattle Seahawks coaching staff. And I think this is a direct move into letting people know that, one, Bryce Young is the hot hand right now.
Yes.
Bryce Young is going to elevate this team. He's going to sell tickets. He's going to keep people involved and engaged in the movement for the Carolina Panthers moving forward. And how you do that is you bring in more masterminds, because I feel like Panther Nasty, and we just said, we think we fell short of plays for Bryce Young. We would stall out, and then we have players such as XL. A lot of people are on the fence pole in regards to him, but he was a number 1 pick.
Yeah, he was.
So, and we're not giving up on him. And if we did, we wouldn't get nothing for him. It's the upgrade for him with us is a lot better than letting him go and walking away. So I believe that was a big decision on Darrell Bevell.
You know what else too? On Mr. Bevell?
Yeah.
He worked with a quarterback that's pretty much the same size and skill set as Bryce with what's that guy named Tua? What's his name? The guy
Tua
for the
from Miami, Tua McCool,
yeah.
or whatever his name.
Yeah, right. So they kind of similar. They might not have similar receivers, right? But they similar in their play style, their skill set. So he already knows how to work with smaller quarterbacks. He's come right over here. He could bring some of them plays that they did over at Miami Dolphins, and yeah, man. So it's a plus. It's
Exactly. This is a plus. You got two offensive-minded, geniuses, masters over there for Bryce. I mean, you got two now and three, and we still got one that already knows Bryce, and now you get this one that come in here. Man, offense is about to be lit. So with that said, bringing in the offensive-minded, do you think we pick on them for the 19th pick? Do we bring another wide receiver in here? We get a running back or receivers, or you get the line? I mean, this, to me, now that I think about it, I'm thinking they're going to go heavy. I mean, we need our defense, of course. I ain't going to say it, but I'm thinking we're going to get a big baller out here, a youngster. Maybe trade up even, maybe get that Mekhi Lemon or somebody high up in there for the wide receiver, because I say Mekhi Lemon out here for the USC Trojans, and he's a yak man,
Yeah, it's definitely possible. We just got to see what we do. Hello?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, yeah. What we got to do is just see what we do in free agency, because free agency is going to dictate what we can do in the draft. You know what I mean? So if they get a receiver in free agency, then we more than likely not going to trade up for one. You know what I'm saying? So it depends. It depends on who's there, what we do in free agency. Yeah. Because, it's game time.
This cat Marcos is saying Sadiq. If Sadiq is there at 19, he likes Sadiq.
Yeah, man. I like a couple guys. I like CJ Cullen. We don't know who's going to be there at 19, but I want an edge rusher or a middle linebacker if it's there. If it's not there, then we get something else. But yeah, I'm game. Whatever we go, whatever.
I really like this offensive player, this offensive mind that they hired and bring him in here now, because they're getting ready to help out. They had said about a month ago that they already had, Dan Morgan had said on one of the podcasts that he was on, that I recall, he said, we already have 600 players on the radar.
Yeah, that's good. Right.
600.
Exactly. Right. Hey, man, this is good, man. We still got Brand Tillis, Dan Morgan, and Canales. We bring in Bevell, who worked with Tua Tagovailoa, whatever. I can never pronounce his last name.
What is Tillis's actual position for folks out there? What is he responsible for?
I think he's responsible for what's a cap? He's a cap guy, salary cap specialist, and he has an eye for talent, man. And
he's solidified supposedly in the profession of the NFL.
Yeah.
So, and we were supposed to lose him. We might have lost him this year. I think he was going to go back to Seattle or something like that.
Yeah. No, Atlanta wanted him.
Atlanta. Yeah, that's right. That's right. My bad.
And so we kept him, which was good.
Mm-hmm.
And we kept Ejiro Evero, which I also think that's real good. We just need more talent on defense. And we brought in Bevell, who worked with Tua Tagovailoa, whatever his name is.
Here he is. He put him up there. Tua. He put him. Look on the screen. Be nasty. What Marcos put. Tua. What did he say? Tua turned the ball over. That's what he called his last name. Tua turned the ball over.
Yeah. He worked with Tua, turned the ball over, right? So and they're the same size. Him and Bryce pretty much the same size. So I like that.
Yeah.
He come in here. He can bring some insight on, hey, this is how we use our small quarterback. And he has some big ass games and seasons. And yeah, hopefully that work out for us. I think it is. We just need the talent, man. That's all.
Yeah. Oh, it's like some of our true, football fans of the Carolina Panthers, they're just so down on Bryce, saying he's too little, say he can't see over the rushes. And I'm like optimistic. I'm like, the eyes are optical. They look left to right just as much as they look up and down. That's why you set him in the backfield, keep him out.
If you look at the receivers he's had, like his rookie year, all his storm receivers, none of them did a damn thing after that. DJ Chark, who else was it? LaVisca Chenault. I mean, it's a list. They didn't do nothing with the exception of Adam Thielen. Okay. Last year, you see, we didn't have Jalen Coker for a whole 7 weeks to 9 weeks. Xavier Leggett took a step back, and he was throwing the ball to a rookie. I understand
Coker.
I understand the issues with Bryce with the turnovers he have deep in our territory because he do things like that. But you
Mhm.
can't put all the blame on him, man. And that's not mentioned in the play calling.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah,
right.
that's not mentioned in the play call. I mean, but then you get them stars and people that do what they're supposed to do. Like Coker, you said, only played a
Right.
certain amount of games. I think he had like 46 plays, 46 snaps that were designed for him
Right.
and went through. And I think he caught more than half of them. As you know, that man don't drop no balls. I think he had
No.
2 drops in his
Right.
career.
Right. He
I
ain't no
think
joke,
that is in
man.
his, that's in his career. So when you get somebody like him, that just helps out Bryce. And
Yes.
for those of y'all that are shitting on that man has showed you what he can do. And I think the organization, which truly matters, is not with us. We're passionate fans and we like our team and we're armchair quarterbacks and whatever. But the organization is telling you that they feel comfortable with Bryce, at least right now, and they're gonna double down with this.
Yeah. He's our franchise quarterback. He's our future, man. We just need more consistency, and I guarantee he's gonna shock some people. You know? Yeah. Man, look, if this year coming up, now Darrell McMillan has a year under his belt.
Yeah.
Jalen Coker's going on year 3.
Yes,
right?
really real too. I mean, but he is, yeah.
Going on year 3. Hopefully stay healthy. Xavier Leggett going on year 3.
Under the new management, right? Under new management, third year.
You put, and I would love to see, because Jalen Coker works really well inside the slot.
Got you.
So does Darrell McMillan.
Yeah, those are my type of slot guys.
Yeah.
That's why I'm hoping that, Leggett XL can get his shit together. And we just line him up at the 2 and just bring Coker in the slot. That would be perfect.
Yes, perfect.
And that's the way I envision it.
No, that's how it should be. And I think that's how it normally is. And that's what we need. That's what we need. We just need Jalen Coker or somebody on the outside to just do their part. He got the size. He had the speed. I think he just was focusing on marketing himself and not really working on his game. Because, he was everywhere last year.
Yeah.
Rap songs, commercials. Every time I turn around, Coker was somewhere. So, we'll see, man. We don't need him to be great. We just need him to do his part because we already got 2, right?
Yeah.
We already got 2 receivers.
Yeah, this is going to be a true team effort. Just like we see what happens. I mean, damn, shout out to Sam Darnold, man.
Yeah.
Shout out to that USC Trojan, first quarterback to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
That's the first time for the USC Trojan. But shout out to the Seattle Seahawks, man. Look at what they did. All them picks that they have, I just looked into it, and everybody's saying it. All draft picks, and they did it they would just pick number 1 best player. When the draft come up, they would pick the best player, and then they would work around it, and then they drafted. Look at all them Lawrence, all them fools that they got. That's heavy hitters over there have been drafted. So who's to say the Panthers? That's the roadmap right there.
It is. And man, look, we had Sam Darnold.
You're gonna have to pay. God damn it. And
we had Sam Darnold. We had Sam Darnold, and that's one hell of a story. He was on the Jets. He was a 3rd overall pick. He was getting smoked on the Jets. He was talking about he see goats, right? Came to Carolina.
When he came to Carolina, who was he throwing to?
He was throwing the ball to DJ Moore. He had stuff. Right. He had DJ Moore. We had DJ Moore. I don't think we had Curtis Samuel though. We had DJ Moore. I can't remember who. But yeah, he had DJ Moore and some a couple guys. So he had something. But he struggled. The line was pretty bad, kinda, We didn't have a coach at the time. We was running our intern, Steve Wilkes. Then he got hurt a couple times. He went to San Fran. I'm bringing him up because there was a time we all said Sam Darnold was trash. So let's slow down on calling Bryce trash. That's why I'm saying that.
Yep.
Right? He went to the Niners.
And we got double dose on that,
right.
Baker Mayfield.
Yeah, that's exactly my point. Right. Exactly my point. So this is what I'm saying. If Bryce get a better supporting cast, and I like who we have. If they just play more consistent, Bryce will look more consistent. And if Bryce is more consistent, Carolina wins will be more consistent.
Yeah, it's just play. He's just gonna have to prove it. He's gonna have
Right.
to prove it. I mean, he had a rough. My man Bryce, man, he had it rough when he first came out. Sacked the most times, 62
Yep.
times,
Yep.
shit like that. Then we got people that don't know how to use Bryce, and we got coaching swappers and changes. We got organization seem to be going through it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Lineman getting hit, and then he
Yep.
comes back. So he's gonna have to be. I'm 100% behind Bryce Young.
Yeah,
So,
I'm here too. I believe in him. I believe in Bryce. I'm not saying he's great. I'm just saying I believe we can win with Bryce. I believe we just didn't have the. And man, look, you look at Atlanta. Atlanta got one of the top offensive lines.
Yeah.
They got Bijan Robinson and Tyler Algiers, two badass running backs. They got Drake London, somebody you can rely on. They got Darnell Mooney, the speed guy that you can rely on.
Yeah.
They have Ray McLeod. Then they got Kyle Pitts. Hey, that's a lot, man.
Yeah, on that offense. And Pitts is staying, I believe. Is that not true? Did they sign this man and give him some money yet?
Not yet, but he's more than likely probably going to stay, which I don't mind. We've been busting their ass with him. It don't matter. But look at those weapons. We don't. Do Bryce have that? Do Bryce have Jordan Addison and Justin and Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase and Lee Higgins and you know what I'm saying?
I mean, the writing on the wall. I'm thinking by bringing in Mr. Bevins here, bringing in him, maybe we will get them weapons. I mean, because Atlanta is Aladdin. Shit, they can have Thor, fucking Superman, Batman.
We gonna kick their ass no matter what. I know.
Them motherfuckers love Bryce, BY9. They don't give a fuck. We all know out there that they love baby Bryce, boy.
They love Brycey Poo. Hell yeah,
they love baby Bryce. So I ain't worried about the motherfucking Falcons ever. Marco said he says if he was a GM, I would call Buffalo and see if they would swap XL for Keon Coleman. Both are struggling. Maybe a change of scenery will do both of them good.
That would be a smart move. That would be a smart move. Yeah, hell yeah.
We like that one, Marcus. I like
that shit. Hell yeah, I would go with that. A straight up swap? Why not, man?
I think we'd have to give a couple of picks, though. I don't know if they put XL on Keon. No. Keon Coleman's. I don't think they putting him up there with Keon Coleman. Well, you don't want to give away a pick, but we couldn't swap player for player.
Yeah, we're gonna have to because he didn't do shit last year. So
that's true. How many yards he had? 700, 600. I think I just read about him.
Yeah, he ain't did shit. So yeah, they're gonna have to take player for player. They both first round picks in the same draft. So
Okay.
Yeah,
that's a good. That's the way to think.
I ain't giving them shit.
Yeah, and they still and them all. Y'all, you saw that stuff. I was clowning on them Falcons, with that defensive end,
right?
Russell. I just saw a speech, man. I can't wait till I can put the videos up here and show that shit. So basically, I saw this morning when his mom. Did you see that? Did you send that to me? I sent it to you.
No, you sent it to me. Yeah, right.
That was real sad. His mom's giving a speech about him. Then 2 days later, this motherfucker crashing out, literally. GTA 6.
Man, I want that guy, Kayvon Thibodeau from the Giants.
Oh yeah. I know about this player.
Yeah, that's who I want on this team. Give him a fresh new start. Bring your ass over here. He's young. Line him up with Princely Umanielen and Nick Scorton. Man, let's see. We still got Patrick Jones. Let's get it.
Mm-hmm. We got a lot of them players. I think they're gonna spend some money. They say Crosby is gone for sure, but we ain't gonna pay that type of money. Hell no. They say Crosby's leaving. The Raiders. What I read this morning, I don't know. He is.
But not the draft picks. I don't want to be. We ain't that team to be giving up draft picks. Just like you mentioned with Seattle. We need our draft picks.
But we are deep with young players, though, P. Nasty. We are deep with young players, not only on the squad on the 53, but we got a lot of young talent that's on the, on reserves on the practice squad.
Yeah.
So maybe it is worth we get Crosby give away some draft picks. Shit, I don't know about that 19 number one. We need
that's
one more.
They want. They want 2 to 3 first round picks. So it'll be our first round pick this year and next year.
Maybe we get them next year. Can we skip? I've never seen that before. Can we skip this year, nigga? We give you the next 2.
Yeah, man. I don't know. The price might be too steep. Now I ain't talking about money wise. I'm talking about as far as compensation as draft picks. So That's the only reason why I wouldn't get Max. Because outside of that, I'll go hard for that guy, man. It'll immediately change our team. Hell yeah, with Nick Gordon shit, man. Damn.
So what are you looking forward to when you're coming up? How does somebody like Panther Nasty, who's such a fucking, just like a solidified Black Dexter of the Panther fan base, like what gets you moving, man? Like, are you done after the season is over?
All right,
how does your lifestyle?
I'm gonna tell you what I do. Around the off season, I watch every single game the NFC South play. So every Buck game, every Saints.
You go back and rewatch it?
I watch every single game. A couple of them, if I enjoy them, I keep watching them, right? And then I keep up with every single news they got.
Okay.
I'll know which player is a cap casualty, who might be a surprise cut. I'll learn who's doing good in camps, who's on a bubble, who's kind of failing. I'll be up on every. You would think I'm a Falcons fan. You would think I'm a Saints fan. You would think I'm a Bucks fan. I pay that much attention to them.
Okay.
Every single news, every article, I read everything they got. Everything. I don't let nothing go. Every player that they like, that's coming up. That someone that's not a fan don't know. I don't know about his ass. A guy that's on a bubble that's underperforming. I don't know about his ass too.
So you just keep this in. You just log that into that big ass smart intellectual brain of yours. You be writing stuff down. How the fuck you be? Because I be wondering, y'all. I be telling all the people listening out there. I'll be like, damn, how's Panther Nasty up on this shit? Because I'm in the business. If y'all don't know, I'm in the business, so I see things, but I don't soak them in like he does. So I'll be like, yeah, I heard that, but Panther Nasty be like, oh, did you hear whoop de wop wop? And it'd be right on point. So I'll be trying to figure out how the fuck you do that.
Like this guy Bevell, what I go through and I find out what kind of offense he runs. I'll do my homework on Bevell. Well, see what kind of offense he runs.
Y'all take notes. Y'all better take notes on this Panther shit. You got the man speaking right now.
Yep. See what kind of offense he likes to run. The personnel, because you got West Coast, Air Coryell, you got all kind of.
Which is what we run. We run a pseudo West Coast offense.
Yeah, we run a weird kind of offense.
Yeah, it's a weird West Coast. I'm an old school guy. I wish we could just bring back the 1-2 and the dive. Bring back the fucking fullbacks for me. Bring back my Brad Hoover. I love fullback.
Right, Nick Goins and Brad Hoover. Hell yeah, man. Mike Tolbert. Yeah, I love fullbacks. But find out what kind of offense he runs.
Okay.
Find out how our personnel fit his scheme. And
check.
What kind of players that fit his scheme, and see how we mesh, and then see how Dave Canales and him, how they cooperate.
Which we already winning because we know they spent 7 years together in Seattle on a Super Bowl winning team. They were both part of, and he was at the head offensive coordinator at that time.
Right, and then try to figure out, okay, how does this benefit Bryce? How does this benefit Chuba and Jonathan Brooks or whatever? How did this benefit Tedderroll McMillan? How does this benefit Jalen Coker, and try to figure out how it's going to look?
Fuck all that. How it benefits CaliBlue.
How it benefits CaliBlue. Yeah, definitely, man. So yeah, this is the time you do all that and get a good idea of what's going on and unbiasedly look at our team. And figure out who we are, what we can and can't do. Right. But that's what I normally do around this time. Watch every single game, man.
So now, have you watched all your game? Are you still watching? Or are you preparing and looking for how much money we got and who we should go on the draft? Are you a big draft guy? I've never been a big draft guy, as you know.
I'm not a big draft guy neither. So what I normally do is I look to see what we got. I look to see what we have. I look to see who we might want. So when we bring guys in, then I have an idea of who we actually looking at. Then I'll look at those guys that we bring in, and I'll say, okay, how do they fit? How do they fit the scheme? Especially the guys that bring in 2-3 times. Like we bring them in, then we go interview them, and then we do this. When you start seeing them 2-3 times, okay, we really like this guy. And then you start saying, okay, how does his skill set fit us? How does he fit? And go from there. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like Jimmy Horn, for instance, I would see Marco said he was just watching old school football like 2 weeks ago. Larry Zonka was nasty. Hell yeah, he was nasty. That was football then, 3 fingers in the ground. you know. But like I was saying about J.C. Horn, right, or Jimmy Horn rather. My bad.
Right.
Jimmy Horn. I always called for him when I was in Arizona with that game. I was calling for him to do end around. You know, to do that. And they started running it, but it was not as effective. I think I only seen it one time. And what is that? Is that the line? Is that the blocking? Is that the scheme of where the offensive line is pulling towards? Because it didn't seem to work. And you saw Seattle this Super Bowl with that running back who's, they're about the same speed, but man, they just kept running that outside run. And it was working for them.
I don't know, but I know
against a really good team.
When you see Carolina bringing Jimmy Horn, you're going to expect shit like that.
Yeah, shiftiness. So you think when they see him come in, that's what they figured he was going to do?
So he's probably going to do something around, a short pass. You kind of expecting that from him. I know I would. Mm-hmm. Oh, here come their speedy, fast guy. He's the smallest receiver they got because all their receivers is big.
Yeah.
Okay. He's the one that's a little more dangerous with the ball in his hand, so we're going to expect them to do that. They're going to try to get him in some kind of situation where there's space, a short pass, a hitch or something, a little end around, and that's what they're going to do. How many times you seen him go deep? I don't know. I ever seen him go deep. So they did exactly what they knew he was going to do, and that's what he did. That's
true, huh? He's probably, if not the fastest or one of, but we never seen. I don't recall him going
Me
deep.
neither.
Even on some dummy shit. I never seen him go deep like that for many of the games.
It's just trying to put him in space so he could use his speed, and they're kind of expecting that. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Right. Mm-hmm. Now, if he was on the field all the time, then your ass wouldn't know, but,
what about the slot? What about the snapshot, whatever I call it? You got your big guy, like we got somebody like Leggett, who's a good blocker, or you bring Trimble in there, and you line Jimmy right up next to him, and you let them block. I don't even recall them doing that. Like him taking a step back, boom, slap it to him, throw it to him, and let him go behind his blocker.
You took a bubble or smoke route.
Bubble, some type of smoke. It's more of a smoke, yeah.
Yeah, right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they could do
smoke
that. They could do that, but I don't know. You got to see. We'll see. Where does Jimmy fit if Xavier Leggett is playing well? And you got Darrell McMillan, Jalen Coker.
Well, for one, put him in that backfield. Let him catch that ball on punt return. ASAP. Teach that nigga how to catch that ball out there.
Yeah, you also got Rico Dowdle or Jonathan Brooks that also catch ball out the backfield too. They gonna want that ball too. It's gonna be tough, but we will see, man.
But in the playoff, you see, they have to have some. They've already been practicing that. But then you see somebody like in the playoffs game. They put, when that boy dropping that ball, they like Leggett back there. So Leggett must be the best catcher.
No.
Because Leggett was back there returning punts.
Yeah. But yeah.
Not Horn.
Yeah. They never really trust Horn on that. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. That's what I'm saying.
That's something to be investigated.
Yeah. The thing with Horn, like I said, I've seen Horn before. Now we'll see what he do year 2 and year 3, right? We'll see. But we have, I used to be able to run down the names of the camp champions, and they'll look good in camp, and a lot of times they don't even make the team.
Well, Jimmy Horn definitely was a camp champion. I remember in the fan fest and all that. That's all we were talking about in last year. He is the numero uno that we was talking about. He was that nigga.
Right. He was killing. And then in the preseason games, he wasn't doing that good. I think we went against Cleveland, and he was playing a lot, but he didn't do nothing in that Cleveland game.
We didn't win. Did Cleveland beat us? I think Cleveland.
Yeah, I think they did. And Jim Horn played a lot. Jim Horn played a lot of snaps that game, and he didn't really do much.
Well, who else we got out there that we could do something? I like that boy, Bryson Tremaine. Is that his name?
Yeah,
he's tall and lanky, but he ain't shifty or nothing like that. So
no, but he's like everybody else. And what I mean by that is we already got big receivers. We got big ass receivers like Jalen Coker, Darrell McMillan, who's the biggest, and then Xavier Leggett. They're already big.
Mm-hmm. So you don't see him taking over for a Leggett or something like that because he came through in a couple of big spots.
Yeah, he's okay. He's okay. I don't know. That's what I'm saying. This off season is gonna be real important, man. I don't know what we're going to do.
Is David Moore gone?
He should be. I know they love him to death, but he's older now. it's time to let some younger guys take the spot, man.
Well, they showing they're gonna do that. That's why they brought back Renfro to kind of help out, but they figured, nah, we just gonna stay with the young cats.
Yeah, I don't know what happened with Renfro. I was expecting more from him.
He got quite a few snaps too.
Yeah, but I think the thing with Bryce so high, and he's not no jumping up. He's not the jumping catching type receiver. You know what I mean? I don't know. It didn't work out for whatever reason why it didn't work out. I mean, at one point before Jalen Coker got hurt, we was getting rid of Hunter Renfro. Or we actually cut him. You know what I mean? We brought him back when Jalen Coker got hurt. So he wasn't doing well enough to make the team back then. So yeah, it is what it is.
Okay, let's switch over to the D side. Let's go to the D sides.
Right.
How you feel on that? Yeah. What we need, Phil?
Like I said, this secondary is better than people think. This secondary is top notch without a pass rush.
When you say that, you mean not the two corners, the obvious corners. Are you talking about the back end?
I'm talking about the secondary. I'm talking about the corners and the safeties.
Yeah, well, I think the secondaries are getting love out there already.
Yeah, and now like I said, we only got 30 sacks this year. Okay, we played a lot of games, no pass rush at all, and the secondary still made plays. If we had a pass rush, there's no telling how high this defense would be ranked because this secondary is legit. It really is, man.
Yeah.
Secondary is legit. And that dude Corey Thornton at nickel, if he can stay healthy, I like the Isaiah Simmons thing. I hope we keep him. Draft somebody, add some more players here and there. But if we had a pass rush, my goodness. I like the D-line. We just need linebackers. This draft need to be linebackers, man. A middle linebacker. We run a 3-4, right? So a middle linebacker, a nice outside linebacker, edge rusher, and just keep it going, man. But this defense is ranked 16th. It ain't too far off, man. If we had a pass rush, we definitely in the top 10.
Yeah, absolutely agree with that. So what about the question spots like Mr. Scott back there, with Ransom? Do you give Ransom more playing time or you get rid of Scott? There's some money right there. I don't know, but I know Evero, that's his boy. That's a teacher's pet. People like Ransom, I think, did really well back there. I think
Ransom did well. I think Ransom would do well. I know I'm not a big Nick Scott fan, but statistically, he had a really good year. So they're more than likely going to keep him if they can. And he's probably going to want to be here. So it won't hurt to keep both, I guess. But I do want Isaiah Simmons somewhere on the team if we can.
Yeah, he helps out.
Yeah, but I think eventually Ransom is going to take over at some point, man. Lathan's going to take over at some point. At least he should.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, he was statistically, I guess he was, and he held it together, I guess so. But players like that, I could still get rid of them on the D side of the ball, like Roseboom. He had the most tackles for us, right? Like 100 and something.
Right.
But I don't. If Roseboom was to go, I could say, okay, bye.
Yeah.
He did what he did, just like Dotto.
Yeah. I feel the same way. I feel like this is a good time to. I don't know if we're going to keep Nick Scott. Like I said, statistically, he had a good year, and he earned he has the teams. They're confident in him. They trust him. So I don't know if he's going to go or not. I'll get rid of his ass quick, but I don't know if the team's going to do that. If we draft a middle linebacker 19th, then I wouldn't care what we do with Christian Roseboom. I mean, and we'll see because Trevin Wallace. He has the athleticism and all that, but we'll see, man. But we need a middle linebacker back.
Sorry about that. Are there enough linebackers in the draft to go? Everybody talk about Styles, and there's another cat, two heavies. But is there enough for us to get one to pick at 19 as opposed to trading up? Because I don't think that's going to happen. But is there enough of them?
Right now, no. And we talking about right now is February 11th. March 25th, we have a whole different attitude because you're going to see free agency and the teams you thought will be drafting a linebacker
and the combine.
They sign one. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of hard to say right now. It's only February 11th. I think the free agency starts March 16th, either 13th or the 16th. Right when teams start signing, then you start seeing, okay, cool, we might be able to get one, or we might not. And typically Carolina with Dan Morgan, man, they're gonna get a pass rusher, they're gonna get a middle linebacker, and we're gonna go into this draft not really having any strong needs. You know what I mean? And we're not gonna have we better get this guy. We ain't gonna have that. We think that way right now because it's February, but when free agency hit, we're gonna be able to go into this draft thinking, okay, all we really need to get out of this thing is an edge rusher, a this or that. It's not gonna be as stressful as it is right now. Mm-hmm. So possibly there might be a linebacker there at 19. You see some good players at 19. Yeah, it's possible. It depends on if that's the linebacker you want, but it might be one there at 19.
I'm actually thinking of going to the draft this year. I believe is it in Pittsburgh?
Is it?
I don't know.
The draft is going to be April 29th. I've never been to the draft, man.
I've never been to a draft.
Go with you.
If you go, I think I'm going to go this year, just because,
Dude, hey, you killed it last year, dog. You killed it.
Shit, it killed me. It killed me.
You might have. I don't know how you didn't get. I don't know how you wasn't a team captain for the Panthers. As many games you went to last year.
Well, shit, I feel like I'm the team captain in my own mind. Us Panthers, we different kind of creatures, man. So you got it. That's why we get into so much trouble and we get into fights and that because we're so passionate about our damn team. If you're a Panther fan, whether you like Bryce or you don't like Bryce, you're still a Panther fan because it's it's just who we are. We've been kicking and scratching for all these fucking years. So
yeah. The problem with Bryce is that we traded up from 9th to number 1 overall pick, and there was Bryce and Stroud, and the Panthers was split, half like Bryce, half like Stroud, right? So regardless of who we would have got, had we had C.J. Stroud, the Bryce fans have been eating Stroud alive right now. So we got Bryce, so the Stroud fans are eating him alive right now. So it is what it is. We're going to have that season. We're going to have that real game where Bryce show himself and then the fans are going to be on board, Yeah.
Yeah. Look at that picture. You see that one I created? Just be having funny. Look at Mario. Sexy, I be wild at Mario. I'm a color. Got the first lady over there. They got me with 50 Shades Darker. And we got you over there, way in the back, the Dexter that you are, the big old Panther cat. And look at the voice, what I did for him.
Yeah, that's cool. Hey, that's cool. I like that.
You like that one?
Yeah, that's smooth.
Yeah, I like that one.
Yeah, man.
It's gonna be good, man.
Yeah. So this is a good move, though. So I like the Bevell move. I like the fact that they got chemistry already. I like the fact that he already worked with a small quarterback with Bryce Young's skill set, right? To turn the ball over, So I love it. Let's see where this goes. NFC South in trouble. Yeah, they in trouble.
Like we say, putting y'all motherfuckers on notice once again.
Put y'all on notice that when small wonder Bryce see them Falcons, he goes off.
That's like eye candy for Bryce.
When he sees that black and red, he loses his mind, boy.
Damn Falcons, J-Rock. Sometimes what I do is have fun, when it's football season. I go back and watch some of them old Atlanta Falcon TTC members, Joe Rock, Slitter. And remember that boy, he used to get in his feelings. That boy wanted to whoop my ass. What was his name?
Sports Live?
No, hell no. The brother from here, from California, he wanted to beat me up. He wanted to fight. That stuttering motherfucker.
Yeah, hold on. Right.
Aries Falcon. Aries Falcon.
Yeah, right. I forgot about my man.
Yeah, I liked him, but I had to get under his coattail. That nigga would be
him and Sean J. Those my boys. Him and Sean J.
Yeah. So I'll go and watch. I was watching some Joe Rock videos. I think they was playing. They were up. Same thing as happened with the Patriots. They were playing. God, we just watched it. Me and my girl watched it. It was like a 2-minute show. Oh, they was playing the Bengals. They were playing the Bengals, and they were up like by 17 or some shit like. 11 seconds left in the game. They hit him in the end zone, and Joe Rock just start crying, man. He start crying.
I caught them with a cold line, right? Because they had a year where they started out 6-0, and then lost like 8 of their last like
straight
9 games or something, and didn't make the playoffs, right? And I told them, I said, y'all the fake titties of the NFL. I said y'all look good, but y'all ain't real. Yeah, man, I caught them smooth with that one.
That's crazy. You fake Atlanta Falcons are the fake titties of the NFL.
Y'all look good, but y'all ain't real. Hell yeah.
Yeah, boy, that's laughing. That's shit. Now, how you feeling? Let's go around the corner, then we're gonna get up out of here. P Nasty.
What's up?
So that's the Falcons. How we feel about them Saints? Who I went there and I had a great time in New Orleans. Shout out to them, man. As far as they city, shout out to the New Orleans Saints, man, and that city over there. I had the best time. They treated me with nothing but kindness, you know, little heckling here and there. But as far as when you want to go see a game, I'll tell anybody, if you've never been to an NFL game and you want to see your Panthers, I highly say you go to Bank of America, number 1, and then number 2, go watch the Panthers play the Saints over there. That's a good time.
Yeah, I want to go there too. The Saints is kind of hard to read because I think they're a legitimate threat, and I feel like, but they $29 million over the cap like every year. You don't know what they can and can't do. I don't know how long Cam Jordan is going to play. The Chase Young had 10.5 sacks last year. I don't know if he can duplicate that again this coming year. They rookie quarterback did well, man. You know? Yeah. Let's see how he looks.
Shout out to that white boy, man. Shout out to Show. However you say his name, because he did the damn thing, stepping in there. He damn sure did. He the oldest rookie out there.
Yes, you know? He damn sure did. So let's see what he looked like when teams got film on his ass now, you know? So, and let's see what they get during the offseason. I don't know how much they can, but they always surprise you anyway. So
I know if we would have applied any type of pressure on them, that boy wouldn't have been doing what he did to us. Especially that first game at the bank. You know, when JC was falling on the ground and stuff, he wouldn't have had time to do shit like that.
Second game we got robbed, man. But the first game definitely. So yeah, I think we're a better team though. They swept us, but I think we're a better team, and I think Carolina has an easier path to winning the division than the Saints do. But I won't never sleep on the Saints. And I said this last year off season 2, when everybody had them winning 3 games. I'm like, they're a lot better than people think. Okay. And their defense was 9th last year, by the way.
Okay. So you standing strong on that's our biggest threat in the NFC South, as opposed to what the media is saying, and they're picking.
Yeah, I think they're legitimate threat for everybody. Yeah, anybody in the South, I think they're a legitimate threat. The Bucs, if the Bucs could keep Mike Evans and them guys and really add more to the secondary and pass rush, the Bucs are gonna be a problem. But I don't know what they can and can't do, and I don't know. Let's see, are they going to pay Baker Mayfield?
Okay, absolutely, they're gonna pay him.
They're gonna have to, but do they pay him this year?
If they would have got rid of Bowles if they weren't gonna pay that cat.
Right. So let's see. So if you pay him, and he's going to cost you a lot of money. Okay, he's going to cost you a lot. Because his stats is unbelievable. So if you pay him $250 million, then what did that leave you as far as free agents? And if you can't do it, you're not going to beat the Panthers. I can tell you that right now.
What about on their defensive side? I know they long-time Levante. Is he retired?
No, he's going to play one more year. And the problem with them, that's okay. He can play. The problem with them is they run defense is good. Their pass defense has been trash. The secondary is really bad, and they need to add something on their pass rush. They signed Hassan Reddick last year. He was supposed to be the answer to their pass rush, but he only had 2.5 sacks last year. So either they're going to try to sign somebody, and I don't know if they got the money to do all of these things. You got Mike Evans, you got Baker Mayfield, and then you got to try to improve your team. I don't know if they can do that. You know what I mean? Right. So my point on them is I don't know what we're going to see. But if they pay Baker Mayfield, then I don't know if they can pay Baker Mayfield and Mike Evans. Gotcha. If you lose Mike Evans, a Mecca look good, but you a different looking team without Mike Evans, man.
You are a very different looking team without Mike Evans.
Looking team without Mike
I think that's when they started going down. How long was that ago? He had his shoulder broke.
Yeah, man. Right. Exactly.
That's they lost 4 games in a row or something like that. If not 5, was it? I'm not certain.
But Emeka looked good. Emeka might take a step up next year. You know, I like him a lot. You know, but he ain't no Mike Evans though. But we'll see. Like but they definitely got to improve.
So you saying if you could line them up, Panthers, Saints, and who's 3 and 4?
Yeah, Panthers, Saints, Bucks, Falcons. I don't know who the Falcons coach, right? We already know his record. He had 8 wins, 27 losses. But I'll give him some slack because he was in a division a lot more tougher than the NFC South. He was going up against the Ravens, the Bengals, and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Yeah, I could kind of dig why his record
historical coaches in that division.
Exactly right.
With Harbaugh, Tomlin.
Right. Yes. So I can see why his record was bad. So I'm not going to just automatically just say he's trash, right? But he is. As far as their quarterback goes, if they get rid of Kirk Cousins, who do you get? If you go and they're talking about getting
Well, what's up with Penix?
He's hurt. He tore his ACL, and I don't think he's going to be ready.
He will not be back. Yeah, I heard something about that. I didn't read all of it.
Yeah, he might. They might not see him till week 4, 5, or maybe 6, 7. You know, it's not that easy. So, yeah, he ended up tearing that at the end of the year. So, right. And even if they do get him and he play, I mean, you know, I'm not afraid of Michael Penix either. You know, so. But
so you think they're on a hunt? You think they're on a hunt to trade up Cousins and find somebody and get rid of him?
Word on the street is they want Russell Wilson. All that money. Word on the street they want Russell Wilson.
Wow. Russell did not play. Russell did not play last year, correct?
I think he did. He's on the Giants.
But he didn't. Oh, he did play in the beginning of the year. And then came back. That's right.
See. Right. And so we'll see, man. I don't know what they're gonna do. A quarterback that I would try to get if I was somebody, even though you already draft Michael Penix in the top 10 in your draft, right? First round pick.
Right.
So I don't know if you want to bench him. You're already paying Kirk Cousins a whole shitload of money. I know they restructured it, but he's still getting paid. But if I was the Falcons, I'd try to get Justin Fields.
Ooh, wait.
Yeah, if I was the Falcons, I would. I don't know what they're gonna do, but they got an issue with quarterback. They got an issue with their defense is ranked 15th, by the way. So they was 15th, we was 16th. The Bucks are 19th, and the Saints are 9th.
Well, they gonna be lacking because they're gonna be missing a special player that's watching our podcast from the clink.
He played his ass off. 10.5 sacks as a rookie is amazing. They got Jalen Walker too.
That boy going to jail.
Pass rush look crazy, but they were Falcons for some reason. I don't know what it is. We'll see. And they're gonna lose some players too. So we're gonna see. But their biggest questions is definitely, is this coach as bad as he look, and who's gonna be their quarterback?
So the Falcons don't have any picks. Do they got any first round picks, or they traded them away to the Rams, I believe, or something?
Yes, they don't have no first round pick. And to get one, they're gonna have to give up a whole lot of shit, which I know they're not going to do.
So they just sitting at they don't have a first round.
They don't have a first round pick. They don't have a first round pick, man.
What about the Saints and Bucks? Where are they sitting at?
I think the Saints is definitely they definitely higher than us. So I know the Bucks is probably picking 16th or something like that. I'm not sure. I did see it. I just can't remember. And the Saints, of course, picking higher than that. But the Falcons don't even have a first round pick. And remember, the Bucks and the Panthers, we had the same record. Bucks, Panthers, and Falcons. So they're not going to be picking that much higher either.
Yeah. And that's what I want to try to tell my Panthers. Let's keep it 100. Yeah, we slipped in the back door and we got into the playoffs the way we did. But I want to keep all my Panthers and let y'all keep a level head on your shoulders. We're not a 500 team. Whether you want to blame it on whoever you want to blame it on, this is the truth of the matter. And my direct answer to that is not the offense. My direct answer to that those games are coaching and defense was lacking. With talent. Defense was lacking with talent, not the scheme of backing off that play like they did with the Rams. Right. I'm saying we just did not have the players who popped out. on the edges and the middle linebackers and stuff like that.
I think what happened was Bryce had some untimely turnovers, with the fumbles and interceptions deep in our territory, putting our defense in bad situations.
Yes,
we had too many, and Bryce have moments where he don't have any confidence. You know, he started playing scared. You know,
start dragging his feet when he walks off the field.
He don't want to throw the ball past 5 yards. You know how Bryce gets. We've seen him play too many times.
Me and P Nasty, man, we was gonna come out there and handle Bryce our goddamn self at the beginning of the season.
Hell yeah, I was mad. I was mad as hell. Yeah, he had those moments where he don't have confidence, man. But when he's playing with confidence, he's a bad boy.
Yeah.
He is.
Yeah, he remind me of Jody from Baby Boy.
Yeah, he's a bad boy. Who he remind me of, dude? I seen the guy that remind me of, but anyway, yeah. So we had those situations. We had no business losing to the Cardinals. That's all on Bryce. Bryce cost us that game, man.
In the very beginning of the game,
Bryce cost us that game, man. And there was a couple more like that, you know. We have too many. That's
the first game I walked away from, P-Nas. That's the first game I left in the fourth quarter and left and went home and got a fucking spoon team.
Yeah, that shit there, man. Had me pissed off.
But then he came back. I heard he came back.
Yeah, he did.
I didn't see it though. Yeah,
he did. Even we have too many moments where we go stale offensively, where we just can't move it. A lot of 3 and outs, you know, and a lot of that is not just Bryce. A lot of that was play calling and receivers. You know, sometimes we got our receivers don't get open. We have too many times in the game where guys are just not getting open. And of course, those were games where Jalen Coker wasn't playing. We didn't have Jalen Coker or Adam Thielen, because if we had one of them, it'd be a different ball game. At least in my opinion.
Which pushes it back to the coaching for me. You know, everybody, you heard it from Lyman, you heard it on interviews of our Carolina Panther players talk about it's not that. The players are in the building. We have the team. We have the players. We have the talent, basically saying.
Right.
So even the coaches are saying that. So to me, that's pointing the finger at the fucking coach. I don't know about you.
That's the reason why they signed Bevell.
Yes, sir. Which brings us back to that signing today.
Exactly. Because if it wasn't coaching, we wouldn't be signing no damn Bevell.
Yep.
That's right.
You hit the nail right on the head right there with that one.
Right.
So this is definitely a flex for the Panthers, and then I don't know if it's Tepper or Morgan, if Tepper got involved, or that's just a straight, you know, the elders of the Panthers, Morgan, because I don't believe Morgan, even though he is the man in charge, I don't think he's there by himself. I think our greats who are all in the city of Charlotte living there, very involved, Thomas Davis, Schmitty, all the older players, Ricky Pro, Greg Olson, I think they all have a part of this, and Luke Kuechly, seeing what we're needing.
Yeah. So I think it's obvious. Yeah.
So everything's looking up. And the Panthers look like they're doing what they're supposed to be doing finally, huh?
Yeah, it is. It is. And I say this before in our playoff game. I said if the receivers play well, Bryce will look better and Carolina have a shot at winning the game. And it's on our receivers. It's gonna be like that next year too. If these receivers come in and they getting open and they making plays and they not fucking off sides and catching passes out of bounds and getting open and stuff like that, man, we're gonna be a hard team to beat. We're gonna be a hard team to beat.
And while XL is over there with Ocho and Cam, Hubbard, I'm putting in my bid. You take your ass over there too to learn how to catch the ball.
Yeah, but he can't.
James Hubbard.
That is not his game.
Yeah. He scored on them plays. He done that to get his $34 million 2 years ago. He would catch him out the back, you know, and run it in there.
And then remember how much better Miles Sanders did catching the ball?
Yeah.
Those plays that he was catching, Chuba Hubbard could never do.
Yeah, but then Chuba couldn't. But Sanders, that motherfucker couldn't run for nothing.
Right, no, he was sensitive. But that's why I'm saying, that's why I knew Rico Dotto was going to be a better player, because he catches out of the backfield. He runs hard. He runs with purpose. And I believe Jonathan Brooks, skill set wise, is better than Rico.
Okay. Like I said, I don't know him that much. I just listened to what my player. I've seen a little bit on him. I didn't see him that much, so I don't really know a lot about him.
He got to prove it. He got to prove it on the field. But I'm talking skill set. I think he's better. I think he offers more.
So with that, we're gonna get up. So with Rico Dowdle, is that somebody we use for ammunition? Try to trade and get a better player. You know,
we
get
can't trade him.
An edge. We can't trade him, huh?
No, we can't trade him.
He's already gone. He's a free agency. My bad.
Right. And he's gonna want. He talked about he wants some monies, and he should. So, me personally, it doesn't make any sense tying up or
unless for running backs. Their tenure is not that long, so he needs to get his money right now.
Get it now, and unless you're going to trade now, if you trade Chuba, which they're not going to, and you want to keep Rico, okay, I'm cool with that. But
somebody
all your
said
money
that before.
Running backs, right? No, hell no.
You're not in agreement with that.
Yeah,
trade Chuba to keep Dowdle.
Yeah, that's just wishful thinking. That's not going to happen. But yeah, I could live with that. But they're not going to do that. Who the hell's going to want? Who's going to trade for Chuba?
Yeah, Hubbard is a meat and potato type of running back for me. Man.
Yeah, he reminds me of Anthony Johnson, our first 1,000-yard rusher.
Yeah, and damn,
Right. He runs just like that. You know, he's a down-nosed runner. I just got my hopes up for Jonathan Brooks, and I think Carolina just draft a running back in the 4th, 5th round, man. You can get a running back in those rounds.
Yeah.
Just run their ass to death. That's all. Start Chuba. If Jonathan Brooks is not healthy, then draft one, run Chuba, run ATN, and we be all right.
Yeah, I'm always about the running game. You know, now this new modern era, everybody's passing the running game. You know, has not been. But look at all the Super Bowl teams out there. They got them a solidified fucking running back.
Yeah,
you know, look what Shaq Barkley did for the fucking Eagles. Turned that shit around day one when he came on that team.
Because running works. When you start getting to the playoffs, it's about running the ball and playing defense. All that 300, 400-yard passing games, you don't see that shit nowhere. So it's definitely about running the damn ball. That's for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Anything else you want to note on? We're gonna get up out of here.
Let's leave it at that, so we can have more shows and have more. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We have more to talk about. Yeah.
Absolutely. Tell anybody how they can find you, P Nasty.
You can find me on Instagram at Chocolate Wonderland Panther Nasty, and on Twitter as Panther Nasty. There you go. And thanks for stopping by, P Nasty. We're gonna get it again. And this is CaliBlue, and if you don't know, now you know. And now fuck what you heard. Now you know. All right, boss. All right, brother. Stay up.